So this is gonna be one more of my busiest weeks. I'm sorry, I'm having a shit ton of sinus issues. That's really gross. But today I am chilling out today. There's still tons of stuff I need to get done, but I'm gonna make it more of a chill day because I need to chill out. My family is gone, thank goodness. But I have coffee because I'm chillaxing in my bed right now, but I'm not really a coffee fan right now, so I do sip on coffee still, but it's not like, I can't go over 200 milligrams, and, I'm way under that because I don't even like crave the taste of caffeine anymore. But if I don't, I will get like really bad headaches, and I'm not a fan of that. So let's start today, I guess. This is a new Bible I got through Hannah Pregnancy. I've not revealed that on the channel this week, but I'm already halfway there. So, but this is a new Bible I got from Hannah Pregnancy, and I'm starting reading it because I really want to work on that faith for me and Stormy, because obviously I'm having a little girl and I want to introduce this into Stormy's life. So I'm trying to learn more. I'm interested. I'm reading a short chapter, and I made it a goal for me this month to get through with it, and like through March, and there's really no reason why I will not be able to finish it until March. So I'm just gonna read a little bit every day, write down what resonates with me. So I'm not really familiar with finding stuff in this yet. So I have to go to the index, and most people can just like flip to the page, but no, my memory ain't like that. But as long as you're like getting in something, like that's all that matters. So also the chapter pregnancy brain sucks. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Okay, so let me start over. Let me try my words again. So for my goal in March, this is the chapter I'm studying. I am studying the chapter of James. And also for my goals in March, I wanted to do more of a studying perspective of things, which means I really wanted to dive deep into this stuff. I really wanted to understand this stuff. And like the more you understand it, the more you can apply it to your life. So I get a lot out of the chapter of James, and this is just what I have in my notes. I've never been one to talk about, my stuff publicly, but, keep in mind, this is just, what I get out of it. What I get out of it, somebody else may get something entirely different out of it. I like to share my story, and that's just me. And there's a lot of people that, I do have a Facebook account that nobody knows, where it is now, because now it's private. But, I don't really talk about this on my Facebook because there's a lot of people that, don't want, nothing to do with this aspect of their life. But, that's just them. You can't change them. You just gotta worry about you. But don't, I'm never one that would ever push this on people, and that's just me, but I like to share my story in a way that it won't trigger others, and this is just what I got out of this so far. The book of James is about a practical way of living and growing in faith. Faith without good works is dead, and I think that is so true, and that's just me. If somebody else doesn't think that's true, that's okay, but I think it's true, and I'm able to apply that to my life. And today I read verses James 1:3. Sorry. Today I read verses 1. Okay, James chapter 1, verses 1 through 5 is the verses that I read today. So I obviously break this down in the categories because I do have a learning disability, and you can't tell it, but I do have a learning disability, so I have to break my learning knowledge into, different categories so I can really comprehend it, and think about what I read, because there's so much to think about, with this type of stuff. We don't think about this stuff. How can I apply it to my life? And this is just what I got out of it. The chapter I'm reading about right now, or like, it is James. So I'm reading about faith and endurance right now. So it says, this is just the verses I read, James chapter 1 through 5. And this is just what I got out of it so far, reading verses 1 through 5. And I put, when trouble comes your way, consider it an opportunity to grow. Obviously, I don't like talking about this life. It's not on my Facebook page. It's not on my Instagram. It's not on my TikTok. The only thing people know is that I'm pregnant, but they don't know the story behind it. And that's okay with me. I'm not one to publicly talk about somebody, and that's never gonna be me. So I had a lot of slaps in the face this year. I mean, a ton, since I found out I was pregnant to 20 weeks, which is what I am now. And that's very hard to go through, because I had to walk away from many things in my life to be a mother. And I was really passionate about those things, but I've learned so much about myself. I'm taking care of myself, and that's more important than anything else in your life. Make sure you're taken care of. And obviously this is important too, but you have a little one on the way. Some things you have to walk away from and focus on that little one. So one of the biggest things I experienced, and I had to learn. I used to view that success was everything. I only worried about success. And there's people, I live in a very small town, and there's no hate to the small town, but they're one of those people, they talk about everything. And that was another challenge that I went through, was a small town literally talked about everything. They wanted to find out information on the Father. That's never going to be put out there. Never. Don't worry about it. It's nobody's business. He wants to put it out there. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But for one, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm not a baby mama. Okay? I am a mother. Okay. 2, the Father is going to remain unknown because I respect him. And that's just me. I'm not going to be, a bitter mother. And that's never going to be me. So, but one of the challenges, we're just not talking about that anymore. But one of the challenges that I struggled with on that aspect is because so many people talked about me. So many people had negative things to say. It impacted my life, and all I wanted to do was succeed. And yes, success is important because it can be a part of your happiness, but when it becomes your whole entire life, that's a problem there. I walked away from my college degree. I was a straight A student, and I was PTK president. I was an honor student. I walked away from that. Not because they did anything wrong. I will always love and respect the college that I went to. They did nothing wrong. I will always support them from a distance, and I still do continue to support them and help them out as much as I can. But it was a challenge. I felt like my life is over, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have a plan now, But this is just where I tie my story into that. That's when you trust in your faith. That's when you trust in your faith. When you don't have a plan, that's when you trust in your faith. When you have no other way to go, that's why you put everything into your faith. And that's why I love this chapter so much. Because, that's when your faith is put to the test. When you don't have anything else in your life, You have faith. Your faith is often put to the test every day in this life. You either trust the process or you don't, but if you don't trust the process, you're going to be in your bed crying every day like I was my first trimester of pregnancy, and that's a never good thing to go through. Depression is real. You got to trust in your faith. Thank you guys for listening. So I just finished my habits for this morning, and I apologize. After the baby comes out, I have to get my tonsils removed, most likely. He's trying to avoid it, but mine is 3 times the size that they should be. So, and it's not very common. They like to operate, on people that are my age. I'm 21 years old, so that's fun. It's very painful. There's that. That's why my voice is so raspy and it's kind of hard to understand me. I apologize. Where is my habit list? I have it in here. I have a list for everything, you guys. Like, my life is like completely different. Now I have a list for everything. Like a checklist for every little thing. There it is. There's my March checklist. So this is the journal that I use for the month of March. I am practicing journaling, but I'm also practicing health and wellness. So this is what each page looks like. This is a morning check-in. This is a daily self-care list. This is evening check-in. This is your self-reflection for writing down your feelings. And this is just notes, which I use for, whatever that I need to remember and look back on. I do have a series. I have a series where I reveal what I write down in my journal on social media. It's so embarrassing, but I don't really, I don't journal too much about my personal life anymore. So, there's nothing embarrassing in here besides embarrassing pregnancy symptoms. So, anyways, so this morning, I'm just going over what I wrote down this morning. So, also, it's really convenient in your pregnancy. This is just notes that I've written down. That's a lot. But this is just an example. I did use this because last week I had to go ahead and pick a pediatrician for Stormy, and I did. I found a good one, So I just used this little note task to write down a list of pediatricians to choose from, and I did pick one. So also, this is just little, I'm going to try to organize this a little. So this was from my doctor's appointment yesterday. I had to see an ear, nose, throat specialist because somehow in my pregnancy I ruptured my eardrum. It's completely healed now, so that's good. I don't know how I did that though. So it just happens sometimes, weird shit happens. But I wrote down the no new meds was added. So that's good. We love that. We're not going to talk about that, but I have to, keep track of private things for my OB. So I wrote down that I went to the ear, nose, throat yesterday. That's just stuff. This is how I just treated and kept track of some certain things over here. I noted that I don't take any medication for my restless leg. I just put, and this is a tip. For me, I get terrible restless leg, and it sucks, but it's part of it. But for me, an easy way I deal with it is I just put a little bit of cold lotion on my feet and I'm good to go. I massage it into those muscles, whatever you want to call it, and it resolves the issue. It just works for me, but it might not work for somebody else. And I noted that I had, throughout my pregnancy, I was diagnosed with sciatica. I had no pain yesterday for sciatica. I put in my notes that he sent me home with tonsil surgery stuff, but it's not you know, it's nothing that I need to look at right now. Obviously, they don't want to do that while you're pregnant. So, you know, it's just on here for me to go back and look at if I ever need to revisit. Right now, you know, it's not bad enough to have to take out. So they didn't recommend it to me. So I just have it to look at in case it ever becomes like emergent. I have in my notes right here that I need to follow up with an audiologist. My ears are actually perfectly healthy now, but I like to make jokes about it and say Stormy took all my hearing because I can't hear very well. So I have to go get my ears checked, and that's no big deal. That's fine. Okay, this is just her pediatrician. I wrote down right here. I wrote down that I did have movement in baby yesterday. I actually do feel a little bit of movement, but it's not strong yet. This is just my nutrition stuff, and the reason why is because I'm required to see a nutritionist. Just do, you know, it's good to have a nutritionist. I'm just gonna put that like that. But, you know, I just noted, you know, what I need to work on, you know, and I wrote down which nutrition thing I'm improving in. It says that, like, you know, my calcium intake is improving. My iron intake is improving. That's something I dealt with in my pregnancy, was that my iron was really, really low, but it's going up slowly. This was my checklist for 20 weeks. Big tip for expecting mamas out there. If you download the baby app, it gives you a little checklist of what you can accomplish each week to prepare for a baby. This is just my notes from ear, nose, throat. I am one of those people that if I see a new diagnosis on there that I don't know anything about, I do write it down and I try to learn about it and look for ways to improve on the diagnosis. So this is just little notes that, you know, I wrote down what I don't have, and I wrote down what he diagnosed me with, you know, what looks good, you know, in case I ever need to look back on like his stuff, his chart. I write down all the stuff that are in my doctor's charts. That's the good thing about having a patient portal. This is just, I wrote down separate meds that I had to take yesterday, just, you know, basic over-the-counter meds. I just had to take Tylenol yesterday, and I just wrote that down so I can, you know, and I wrote down it did not help with the pain that I was having. So I do check, you know, my vitals every night. I have a machine that, it just seems really obsessive, but ever since I got pregnant, I am like this extreme health nut. I don't know, but I write down my vitals every night because I was told to keep up with that because my blood pressure was trying to like bottom out. It was trying to go out there like bottom out a little bit there, so I track it every night. It was lower last night, but it's fine, you know, I was okay. So, and this is just nutrition stuff as well, you know, because I write down, I use, to keep track of my nutrition intake, I use the FitnessPal. So I write that down as well. Now getting into like my little morning stuff. I do track my mood because I do have a therapist. I wrote down that I was feeling meh. It's fine. But I just wrote down that I was feeling meh today because, you know, but I woke up feeling happy. But recently, you know, you wake up and you start feeling like, oh, you know, I slept in today, you know, I feel good. And then you get into the day and I'm like, overwhelming. But like, you know, it's meh. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just meh. And the quote of the day is the best things are learned. Shit, did I forget how to read there? Okay, but the best things are learned during the worst days of your life. Kind of ties into like the faith aspect I was talking in there earlier. these are my top 3 priorities for the day. Today I need to, and this is still a chill day, so I wrote down those as well. But I wrote down that I need to go through my clothes and get rid of stuff that I have not worn in 6 months. I don't think I'd be able to fit in clothes that I wore 6 months ago. But the next thing is I am no longer a student, but I did attend the transfer fair. It's fine though, they don't mind. But I visited the transfer fair and I told them, is it okay if I visit, because I want to look at other options. I am looking at future references. So I went to the college transfer fair and I got a bunch of pamphlets for different colleges, and I want to look through each and every one of them. I want to organize stuff because I have old, college transfer stuff that I can actually get rid of, but now I want to look at newer opportunities for me. So yeah, I just want to look at major interests, which I'm focusing mostly on pre-med, but I want to look at major interests. And this is what I mean by say, many people misinterpret what I say when I say I'm working my way towards med school. Obviously, if I was to go into med school right now, I would get denied. But, that's not what I mean. I don't mean right now. People tell me like I'm full of shit when I say like I'm going like to med school. I'm talking about eventually, because there's a process. You got to work your way up. Me, I wanted to start off right now simple. So I'm starting with CNA, LPN, RN, nurse practitioner, pre-med, med school. You can organize it into categories and eventually you will get there. But I'm not talking about right now decisions. So that's what I mean by that. Because there are like hateful people out there be like, yeah. So, and then my last thing is that I need to organize some of this baby stuff. So because I am going, I need to add on here that I need to start. Actually, I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but I do need to organize this baby stuff a little bit better because I'm going to this big sale tomorrow. And my living room is going to be trashed again. Not trashed, that sounds horrible, but my living room is going to be pretty messy again. And I'm going to have to reorganize again, even though I just did that. So, and I'm making today great by practicing self-care, reading, because this is the book I'm reading for March. Colleen Hoover. But I have a goal to finish it by March, and I'm on chapter 6, so I need to get my shit together. I'm gonna try to read 2 chapters today. It's a good book though. And then my last thing is I want to learn more today, which we are doing good on. My daily self-care reminder, or notes to self and reminder, is I try to put little notes in there to kind of, prepare myself. And, I am practicing, being busy, but chilling at the same time. I guess that's how I want to put it. But, I am practicing, being busy, but relaxing at the same time, trying to like chill out, like be productive, but like tell myself to calm down, This is just where I tracked my breakfast. I did not have a nutrition breakfast. I just ate whatever I wanted to. That's fine, it happens. But, and this is just habits. Didn't make the bed today, and I won't. It's no big deal. I wrote down that I did my Bible reading this morning and Bible study this morning. So, and this is just energy level. For me, many people would look at this and be like, oh, that's so low. Like, your energy's so low. But, for me, a good energy level is a 3. But for others, people, they may consider it low. But because, I am one of those people that if I have too much energy, I'm restless. If I don't have enough energy, I'm sleeping all day and in the bed all day. So for me, a 3 is a good number for me because I can be productive and relaxed. So I am about to put my hair up and I need to moisturize and do something with my face. My skin is so dry. I have been a little bit obsessive with this aspect a little bit because I don't know what skincare supplies is good and I don't know what's bad, but as you can see, I guess I'm doing okay. I just use a basic face wash with no fragrance in it, and I did check what's in it. But you have to be really careful with face products because they don't recommend some. And it's kind of hard to tell what's good and what's bad. So for me, I never really struggled with acne, and believe me when I tell you that there are days that, I'm like, I'm not washing my face today. That's too much work to get out of bed, but, but I do pretty good with keeping up with my face and taking care of my skin. So I have no stretch marks, by the way. I'm really proud of that. You can't really see my bump, but it is there. It's so small, but it is there. So, but, as you can see, I have no stretch marks yet. Oh my gosh. When I tell you I have kept up with that, I have kept up with that. I don't want stretch marks, okay? I have these terrible veins in my legs, but no, we ain't doing the whole stretch mark things. Hopefully that won't happen. Her skin looks good. We just cleaned it, so some of my skin stuff is still left on my face, but that's okay. I need to set this up somewhere because I need to start putting... Don't look at my bed. My bed's a mess, and the walls was just painted because I wanted a baby-friendly color, so I went with yellow. I like yellow because it gives like my favorite YouTuber vibes. Okay, I gotta put on my lotion. Feels nice. This is the stretch mark lotion I use, but I put it everywhere because I get really itchy. So this is embarrassing. I can't find anything in my fridge, so Sonic. Don't laugh. Is there anything left in here? That'll work. No worries, I just got it last night, so it's fine. I just had my lunch and took my prenatals. Most people take theirs in the morning, but I had, I'm not a big breakfast person, so yeah. But I was watching Grey's Anatomy season 11, episode 11. Meredith Grey is like a genius surgeon. I love Meredith Grey. It was actually episode 10, actually. I watched so much Grey's Anatomy that I forget what episode I'm on. It's kind of embarrassing. So I am starting on going through clothes that I have not went through or have not worn in 6 months. And they're going somewhere else. I have several clothes that are sitting up here, but I have worn those within 6 months. So those are fine to just sit there. I'm strictly going through the ones that I have not worn in 6 months. I am taking a little bit of break to watch YouTube because I keep getting phone calls from my family and I can't get in none. So I just got done watching Supernatural. I'm a big fan of Supernatural, actually. I wanted to watch Gossip Girl and I still might later, but there was an episode of Supernatural that I was like halfway done with, or like a little more over halfway, and I decided to finish that. So I'm gonna start by the college stuff that's already in here, and then I'm gonna take notes on the new college stuff because some of this can actually be replaced, but some of them I really do need to hang on to. So I made it a goal to finish this book in March, like at the end of March, and it looks like I actually might. I got in 2 chapters today. I know it's not good to fold down books like that, but I'm on chapter 8. It's actually getting pretty good. We're getting there. There's 300. I'm on page 101. There's 325 pages in here. I think we can do this. Like, and I'm excited. I love this book. So I took a shower and I had dinner. I am pretty good on routine, actually ahead of routine, which is, you know, okay with me. So I am about to make a checklist on my phone because I am doing my second round of organizing with me, or organizing. So I'm going to start from down here and I'm going to go to here and just make a list of what exactly I want to do right now. So let's put on some music and get started. Alright, I am going to work on work stuff, edit this video. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys so much, and bye.